Hello, Linda Lyons. This is Mrs. Warm, and today I'm going to read Henry and the Buccaneer Bunnies by Carolyn, Crimi, illustrated by John Manders. Cruising the seven seas on a crickety old ship called the Salty Carrot sailed a wild, rowdy band of Buccaneer bunnies. They were bad bunnies, all right. When pirates and other ships saw their long floppy ears and their fluffy white tails, they shook with fear. We could see all the Buccaneer bunnies on this ship. Looks like the captain. We see the carrots on the Salty Carrot. It looks like they're shooting cannons. Yar! Who do we have here? The captain of the Salty Carrot was Barnacle Blackear, the baddest bunny brute of all time. Blackear was proud of his wooden paw, his golden earrings, and his mean reputation. But what Blackear was not proud of was his son, Henry. Instead of performing his proper pirating duties, Henry was more interested in reading the books the Buccaneers stole from other ships. So we have Barnacle Blackear, and here's Henry over here with his books. "Shout, shiver me timbers!" Blackear ordered. "I'd rather finish this chapter," said Henry. "Make this prisoner walk the plank." "Can I just read about it?" asked Henry. "Find yourself a parrot for your shoulder." "First, I need to read up on parrot care," said Henry. So Dad's trying to teach him how to be a pirate. "Buccaneer bunnies don't need books," said Blackear. "Toss 'em overboard," he yelled to the other bunnies. "No, wait," cried Henry. "Let me just finish them first." "Avast!" cried Blackear. "Swab the decks until ye come to your senses." Oh, all those books are going overboard. And so Henry swabbed the decks, day after day, while reading some of his favorite books, like Rabbits Crusoe and 30 Days to Longer Ears. "Bet ye can't learn how to do this from a book," Jean Le Hare said while sharpening his hook. Henry sighed and turned the page. Here's Jean-Luc up here. "You'll never find booty like this in a book," Calico Jack Rabbit told him, holding up his stolen loot. Henry shrugged and turned the page. "Can't do this with a book in your paw," Bartholomew Bunny said, while sanding his peg leg. Henry just turned another page. So we've got the loot, we've got the peg leg. As much as he loved his books, Henry was a lonely Buccaneer bunny, if ever there was one. Then one morning, he looked up at the red sky and wriggled his pink little nose. He heard the parrots squawk and saw fish jumping out of the water. "If my books on meteorology are correct, those signs mean a big storm is heading this way," he thought. Henry tried telling Jean Le Hare about the upcoming storm. "Excuse me, but I believe a storm is coming," Henry said. But Jean was too busy polishing his pieces of 8. "Go back to your books, Henry." He tried telling Calico Jack Rabbit. "I'm pretty sure a storm is on its way," Henry said. But Calico Jack was too busy admiring his tattoo of a cabbage. "Don't bother me now, Henry." See the tattoo cabbage over here? And pieces of 8 are referring to gold pirate treasure. Finally, Henry cried, "Batten down the hatches! A huge storm is coming!" "What do you know about storms?" Blackear demanded. "Get back to swabbing the deck before I make shark bait out of those books of yours." Henry did as he was told, but he kept his little pink eyes on the skies. When he saw the rats abandoning ship, he started packing up his books in empty treasure chests. Down here we see the rats packing up their stuff. Ready to go, ready to escape. The storm started small. A few low grumbles of thunder, a spike of lightning, Then suddenly, a crashing, bashing, thrashing wildcat of a hurricane broke loose. It shook the ship. "Sufferin' sea dogs!" It mangled the mast. "Great blimey bilges!" Look at this huge storm. If only they'd listened. It slashed the sails, damaged the deck, and ripped up the rickety old salty carrot. All that was left floating on the choppy waters were a bunch of soggy bunnies and Henry's treasure chests filled with books. And they're all just floating on top of the stuff. When the storm finally calmed down, Black-Ear, Henry, and the rest of the Buccaneers paddled to the nearest island. "We're ruined!" wailed Black-Ear. "No ship! No pieces of eight! No gems!" He sat in the sand and blubbered like a lily-livered landlubber. But Henry got to work. So we see his dad crying because they've lost everything. But Henry seems to have a plan. The first thing he did was build a 2-story hut out of palm fronds and coconuts. "How did ye learn how to do that?" asked Black-Ear. "I read it in 101 Things to Do with Palm Fronds and Coconuts," replied Henry. What a nice house he built. Look at all this. Palm fronds and the coconuts in the walls. Next, he built a fire and cooked up a tasty seaweed stew. "Blimey," said the hungry bunnies. "Where did ye learn to do that?" "I found the recipe in Quick and Easy Meals for Marooned Pirates," said Henry. Looks like those Buccaneer bunnies are changing their minds about books. Then he made them all fetching garments from the bits and pieces he had salvaged from the shipwreck. "We look like gentle bunnies, we do. What swank swashbucklers we are." "Ard, it's all from them landlubbin' books," said Black-Ear, shaking his head. Look at all of their nice clothes. Henry taught Black-Ear and the Buccaneer bunnies all kinds of useful things, like how to plant carrots, make the best sandcastles, and build boats out of palm fronds. Soon, they built a new ship, all out of palm fronds, which they sailed to the library at the nearby Easter Islands every summer. Here the bunnies spent many happy hours, slurping seaweed stew and reading books. "Aye, Buccaneer bunnies will always need books," said Black-Ear. Henry just smiled and turned the page. What a lesson learnt in Henry and the Buccaneer bunnies. Remember, you can always take a look in a book. Have a great day.